Hello, and welcome to the webinar Exolution, Innovative Excel Files Review and Redaction Software. Today, we have Mr. Bharat Chovatia, Chief Executive Officer of Litexn, to discuss issues associated with native Excel file redaction and demonstrate how Exolution resolves those issues. During this webinar, please feel free to submit any questions using the chat window. They will be addressed during the Q&A session at the end of the webinar. Without further introduction, I will pass this on to Mr. Chavatia.
Hello everybody. Good morning and good afternoon depending on where you are located. My name is Bharat Chovatia. I'm more than 14-year experience electronic discovery technology expert, and I am founder and chief executive officer of Litexn. Litexn is found to apply innovative technology to electronic discovery sector, and we are striving to build revolutionary product. Exolution is one of them. Exolution is native Excel file review and redaction software architected by veteran electronic discovery technology experts. An Excel file is very complicated one. It has a lot of ways to hide data. It supports internal passwords, so user can hide some content and apply password so that reviewers cannot see it. And it always leave a possibility of something going to opposite counsel without going through eyes of reviewers. And that's why sometimes reviewers are afraid of redacting native files. We implemented Exolution and try to solve all the problems associated with native Excel file review and redaction. Its simple workflow includes ingestion of data, flattening, review and redaction, and producing native Excel files. It also supports PDF and TIFF output. The issues associated with review and redaction of Excel files is well known in electronic discovery business sector. I personally have gone through hard time of Excel file review. I was in China staying 2 months for supporting staff of more than 30 reviewers, doing nothing but spending more than half of their time just going through Excel file, finding the responsive data and redacting them. And we were desperately looking for some solution that can automate part of it or make process faster. Very frequently go and try to find in the marketplace if any software can work. We try several and none actually perform the way we wanted it to. So finally we decided to build one. There are two ways to review and redact Excel file. One is TIFF based. This convert the Excel files to TIFF or PDF and then review and redact it. It's very costly. Excel files are known for creating large number of TIFF files which occupy a tremendous amount of space on the server side. Of course, it add into the cost of the hosting. On the top of that, reviewers have to browse file one by one. It takes a lot of time. Sometimes single workbook takes more than 1 day. The other is through Excel or some other tool, but it has very limitation. Excel does not support searching comments, text box, etc., and searching regular expression into the data. We actually implement a process to break the password, make all the data visible, unhide hidden sheets, rows and columns, and identify hidden objects and so on. It's very fast and it's managed. It's working on the client server architecture. So data is centralized at one location on the server side and multiple clients can work parallelly on it. And it supports searching on comments, text box and other objects, including the sheet name of course. It has many innovative features that helps reviewers perform speedy review and redactions and reduce the chances of errors. Exolution displays Excel files natively. It doesn't render it to HTML or other web format. And you can see on the slide how Exolution display looks compared to Excel. It's pretty much same look and feel. And we actually try hard to make a look and feel of Exolution display similar to Excel. Exolution has many innovative features like mass redact PI and keywords across thousands of casebooks in seconds, literally. It supports global and local search, so users can perform keyword and regular expression search across mass of documents. And we have patent pending technology of sheet level duplicate identification. The propagation across duplicate sheets and duplicate workbooks is real time, so reviewers don't have to spend a lot of time after review done to propagate redaction from one set of document to the other duplicate sets. It supports color coded redaction, which is very useful. I will explain it later in detail. It auto hide rows and columns when there are more than one empty rows and columns are consecutive. It's independent of any review platform. So users of any other platform, Ringtail, Relativity, or anything else can use it. The workflow of Exolution includes receiving Excel file from the other platform, ingest Excel file into Exolution. When ingestion is done, it runs file level and sheet level deduplication, identify PI and mark for later use, unprotect and unhide sheets and rows if password is applied. It breaks the password and find empty ranges and other useful information like hidden content. Then client review documents. Multiple clients can review same set of the document from different computers, and redactions are propagated real time. And finally, export document with redaction. At the time of export, a full text is extracted at document level, and redaction log is also exported, and it is either document level or the export set level based on the choices provided by the users. At the time of document ingestion, a process called flattening is performed. It removes password and unprotect all the content, unhide rows, columns, identify PIIs and duplicate sheets, replace formulas and pivot tables with values, preserving the formatting, replace chart and chart sheets with pictures, remove macros and VBA and other programming elements, and external rings and unfreeze pans. It also built index for global search and local search. Exolution is deployed at the end user side in form of a small exe. End user can download it from web portal or FTP and run on the local computer, provide credential, and start reviewing documents. Now I will start the demonstration of Exolution. Exolution is built on client-server architecture, just like most of document review platform. So data reside on the centralized server, and multiple users can connect simultaneously and look onto the data. The server can be anywhere. It could be on the cloud like AWS or Azure, or behind a firewall in local network, or in the local computer even. The Exolution at the end user is deployed as small exe. The exe itself is not full Exolution. The full Exolution is installed on the server side actually. And this exe is authenticator and downloader. It authenticates user and download full Exolution runtime and execute it from memory. It doesn't copy into local hard drive, or it doesn't read anything from local hard drive without user consent. One benefit of this approach is that when new version is released or patch is applied, it's required to be applied only on the server side, and next time when users connect, they will automatically get all new version. And doesn't require typical installation. User can just download Exolution launcher from FTP or website and start working. It can be copied anywhere in the desktop, and it doesn't have any entry on registry, or doesn't require any typical installation or traditional installation. So this is a Exolution dashboard. Left hand side is administrative task panel, and right hand side is casebook list. This is a free installation. There are no casebook and it is empty. Exolution support two type of user. One is administrators, other is reviewers. Administrators have more privileges than reviewers. Administrators can create casebook, create user, assign or unassign user to casebooks, and mark user active or inactive. But the reviewers can only look onto the casebooks assigned to them and the document assigned to them. Let's create a casebook. By the way, user can create matters or client from this interface. The casebook is created, but it is not assigned to anyone, and so I cannot view on it. In order to view, I have to assign it to myself. So let's do that. Alright, so casebook is assigned to myself. I can see it into casebook list. This is newly created fresh installation and there are no casebooks. That's why it is empty. Let's go in and load some documents. So this is how Exolution looks like. And the interface is not coming from the small exe that resided on the desktop and I executed. It is actually coming from server and executed runtime. The top toolbar panel is inactive because there are no document into the casebook. Let's load some document and it will become active. This is the document load. There is no load. Let's create one. In order to load, the documents has to be in zip file, and administrator can load documents. Process load documents option allow users to load documents after copy to the server. If this option is not checked, the data copy will be done, but it will not be loaded into the casebook. It is considering the situation when the load is big and administrator is not sure that it's required to be reviewed or not. So they can just simply copy back, keep it unchecked, and then later on go and load it. Propagate reductions options propagate reduction from the existing document to the new document if there is any duplicate between them found. Alright, so loading is started. First it will copy the file to server and then will process it. While processing it, run flattening. It remove all the internal and external dependencies, remove all internal passwords, unhide all the sheets, columns and rows, etc., and make everything visible, and capture PII and other special cell value and put into the database for later use. It also perform other operations like converting numbers to format so that it doesn't lose the view. Large number may convert to scientific notation, but the flattening take care so that the number is displayed as is instead of the scientific notation and so on. Okay, so 50 documents are loaded, and as you can see, the panel became active. Exolution is very intuitive user interface. It looks like Excel, but it's not using Excel. So the user don't require to have Excel installed on their computers. The display here is coming from the file, and it's not rendered to HTML or any other web format. It's just a native display of the file without using Excel. On the top left corner is the home button. It allows users to go back to dashboard, and reviewers can, as you can see, the document count is increased to 50. The second is the admin options. It is only available to administrators. So if reviewers log in, they won't see this option displayed. The tool menu is very powerful. It has a lot of functionality which I am going to walk through throughout the demonstration. This is the file navigator. It allows user to move between files back and forth. This is the doc ID of the current document. Right hand side is the Explorer. It is detachable. It can be pulled out or moved to the second monitor like I did. It can be bring back. When it is closed, it goes and hide at right hand side, and users can dock it back. At the bottom, zoom slider. It's allowed to zoom content of file between 10% and 400%, just like Excel does. We have worked hard to make it looks and feel like Excel. And one of the features that we see in Excel is ability to zoom, which is not so easy to implement in HTML, and so you won't see this feature everywhere. The zoom can also be performed by holding Control key down and then moving mouse wheel, just like I am doing. Users can also move between sheets by using a combination of Control and page down, page up keys, like I'm doing. Excel has similar features, and we are just implemented in Exolution. Here at the bottom is the list of the recently browsed document. It holds up to 10 documents, and reviewers can jump onto the document by clicking on the document here. Exolution supports color-coded redaction. 5 colors are already associated with different reasons, and one benefit of it is that users don't have to keep typing reason of the redaction every time they apply redaction. Imagine the situation when the user has to apply 1,000 redaction, and every time they have to type a reason. It's a laborious process, time-consuming process, and it loses consistency sometimes. When the reasons are associated with color, it gives the accuracy as well as speed. Even though 5 reasons are already provided, the administrators can actually create more reasons, like from going to redaction type editor, can pick any color available and then type reason. Let's say new redaction type. Alright, so new redaction type is just created, and you can see it here. Applying redaction is very easy in Exolution. Just select a redaction type, select any area which is required to be redacted, and then right click. Exolution shows redaction as highlight, but when the documents are exported, it will remove all the content, and top left cell would have redaction reason. When redaction is applied, it creates one entry in the redaction list on the right hand side table onto Explorer. Exolution support redacting cells, comments, text boxes, charts, pictures, and other shapes. So let's redact the other object as well. Let's redact this text box with different color, then chart with different color, then picture is again different, and Exolution support comment redaction. Any cell that has the top right corner with red color arrow has a comment, just like in Excel. If you move your mouse over that cell, the comment will automatically be displayed. But if you move mouse out of the cell, the comment will disappear. But if you want to keep it steady, you have to just focus on the cell and it will be permanent. Meanwhile, you can move to the other cells with comments and see the comments. But it's sometimes very useful to see all the comments together. And Exolution has one feature that says shows all comment. Clicking on this button will show all the comment at once, just like this. And as you can see, there are shortcuts for each of the menu items. All the menu items have a shortcut except for admin options menu. Redacting a comment is again very simple. Just select any comment and right click. You have to have a redaction type selected, of course, that's a requirement. And if you are curious to know how it looks when the redactions are applied, you can go to redaction preview. It's very useful, very handy, and it's kind of very powerful way to look how the document will look like after the redaction is done. So here you can see the chart here is converted to a plain picture with the color selected. The uh, the logo of Enron is converted to a picture again. By the way, the data is coming from Enron database publicly available. The content of the cell is removed, is unrecoverable even with the forensics, and the top left cell has redaction reason as a value. As you can see in the text box and comment has same thing. The content of comment is replaced with the redaction reason. The original data is removed. Removing redaction is very easy in Exolution, just like applying redaction. Just select any redacted area or object and then right click and it will be disappearing. And you can see when redaction is deleted, it's gone from the list. Let's do it once again. Let's create one redaction. It is unredacted area, right clicking will create one redaction. If it is redacted area, right click will remove it. There is a menu item for that. It's a redact, unredact, right click after selection, of course. It's handy to use a mouse instead of going to menu. The other way to remove redaction is selecting redaction onto the redaction list and hitting delete button on the keyboard. The shape is unredacted, or this comment, it is unredacted. This is the second way, and there are two more ways to delete redactions. The one is to remove all the redaction from current worksheet, and other is remove all the redaction from entire workbook. The shortcut is Control D and Control W. Clicking that combination or clicking on this menu item will remove all the redactions from current sheet, as I did. Let's say yes, they are deleted. The redactions are persistent and they are stored as a value rather than updating the file itself when they are created. And they are retained when the user goes out of document or casebook. Let's do it once again. I'm redacting some objects and go to the next sheet and come back and the redactions are there. Control N will show and hide all the comments. So clicking it again will hide all the comments, but the display will continue when you move the mouse over the cell. Exolution support row and column redactions. You can redact more than one columns. You have to just select them and right click and it will be redacted. The color coded redaction might create confusion sometime because some document might have highlight and sometimes user might think it's not sure what is redaction and what is highlight. To solve that problem, Exolution support converting the workbook to black and white. It doesn't update the file itself into the backend. It's just the display it in a black and white. It's very easy. User have to just go to the menu item and click on the convert to black and white or Control B and all the content will be converted to black and white. So you can see the colors are gone from highlight, but the redaction retain their color. And user can always go back and convert it back to the colors, original colors. And as you can see, they are coming back. Exolution also supports row redaction. Sometimes it's required that uh, heading of table is required to be exposed and some of the values are required to be kept open, but not the others. Say for example, in this case one, if requirement is to keep this row heading row open and one of the record open and hide everything else, the simple solution is just to redact them both and then apply inverse redaction in the sheet. It will remove the existing redaction and redact everything that is not redacted. And it can be done at the sheet level as well as workbook level. And the inverse redaction actually works on not only on the cells but on the other objects, including comments and charts. Let's do it here. So I'm showing some of the comments, redacting some of the comments, and then applying inverse redaction on the sheet. It can be done on the workbook, but let's do it only on sheet for now. It's asking if I want to inverse redact only cells or only shape or shape and cells. Let's choose the third option. As you can see, all the object previously was redacted are now unredacted, and everything that was unredacted is now redacted. That's very powerful. I mean, even if you have thousands of redaction in single sheet, and if you want to inverse redact it, it will hardly take a second or two. Removal of all redaction from entire workbook is very easy, as I said. This workbook has multiple sheets with redaction, as you can see. Control W is short key, or this is the menu option. Let's just do Control W. It's asking if I want to delete. Say yes. They are all deleted. And as you can see, there are no redactions on any of the sheets now. Exolution has a very powerful and unique feature that I can say that you have not seen unless you have seen another demo of Exolution. That is PII and Keyword Explorer. As you can see, it shows the summary of social security number, bank card number, and date of birth across the casebook. At the time of loading, flattening was done and it captured all these values and put into the database for later use. For this 50 document, there are 2,179 of the PII items found, and this is real Enron data. We have made smaller changes here and there for demonstration of our feature, but these values actually existed in the Enron data available in the public domain. And a reviewer can very quickly look onto the document. If they want to see how many PII each document has, they can get summary on the right hand side. They can go onto the document by just double clicking onto the document here. And if you want to look at each item of the PII, you can click onto the PII list onto the Explorer on the right hand side. Moving the focus on the item here will select the cell onto the sheet, as you can see. You can very quickly do that. The process is very fast. I can't explain in the word how hard we have worked to make it faster for the user so that users don't have to wait for anything else. Administrator can mass redact all of them at once. Administrator can look onto certain kind of PI, or they can create new kind of PI based on the keyword or regular expression, and they can selectively redact certain document and skip other document. Let's just redact all the social security and bank card number. So I selected them. There are total 2,179 PI values in 50 document. But if you select social security number and bank card number, the number goes down to 1043. Document count is 11. Let's redact them. But before that, let's select appropriate redaction type. That's a PII, right? And clicking this button will mass redact documents. So as you can see, 1043 cells or objects are redacted, and redaction count is 451 only. It's done in less than 1.5 seconds. The count is smaller than this one because Exolution performs optimization of the storing redaction at the time of processing. If there are more than one cell consecutively redacted, Exolution will only create one redaction for them. As you can see, this 6 cells is only stored into one redaction, and this 5 cells also has one. It saves a lot of time on the preparing display or storing into the database and so on. This high level of optimization. If reviewers want to selectively perform the redaction on certain value but not all, they can do that by going to the PI list here. PI list has a redact button which allows to do that. The PI display here in this table on the Explorer panel is of the local or current documents only, but the PI summarized into PI Explorer is of the entire casebook. If you want to selectively skip some of the redaction, let me close this first. They can just go to more options and quickly browse through the values. They can see what values are there. As they keep selecting, the focus on the sheet will change. They can unselect some of them and then apply redactions. As you can see, some cells are skipped and all other are redacted. Every redaction created has a username and timestamp associated with, regardless how it is created. It's from local document or using PI Explorer. It's very handy and it's very useful. I mean, imagine situation when there are 1,000 documents and users are not sure if there are PIs on them, or if they, even if they know, they have to redact them, going through document one by one and trying to figure out, especially when the PI could be different values. It's very time consuming and laborious process. I mean, if it's 1,000 document, it could easily be eat up to a week or more time of a user. But when the user is using Exolution, they don't have to spend that much time. They have to just put the document through system, and system will tell them where the data reside and will facilitate very quickly redacting them. Redactions are propagated to the duplicates at runtime. So this document set has all the document unique, as you can see. All 50 document has the unique MD5, but still there are a lot of duplicate worksheet across them. For this particular document, say example, it has some sheets duplicate with the other document. When user create small workbook at the beginning and keep adding tab as time goes, and in the process they create multiple copies of the workbook. Each of them has some of the sheets duplicate but not the other. So when you put through electronic discovery, it will give you different MD5, and so user won't be able to know if there is a duplicate data among or not. But we have gone a step deeper and invented process of dup-dip, which is sheet level deduplication, which is our patent pending technology. We compare sheet data to sheet data and identify duplicate sheets and propagate redaction real time. So for this document, there are some sheets duplicate between this document and the other document. The current document is ends with 34. There are other documents that end with 13, 26, and so on. They have one sheet duplicate. When reductions are applied to this sheet, they are automatically applied to the other. And reviewers can see it by double clicking onto the duplicate sheet list. And it's real time. So if user apply new redaction, let's just apply here into one sheet, it's automatically applied to the other. What user has to do is just replace. It's already in database. The content here is coming from file, and the redaction information is coming directly from database, not from the main document. And user don't have to have one master sheet or one master document and other duplicate, and then only apply redaction on the master in order to propagate the information to the duplicates. Redaction is applied to any copy of the duplicate sheet or workbook, it automatically propagates to all the other copies. Let me demonstrate it. If I want to open any of this document, I have to just select it and then right click and choose open documents button. It will open that. The reductions are propagated, and if I, as you can see, the document 34 is no longer open here. The document 35 is open and the 34 went to the duplicate list. If I apply reduction here, let's choose different color and apply one reduction. You say 34 is there. That's how easy it is. Now I'll show you another powerful and very unique feature, that is identification of hidden cells. So that there are multiple ways user can hide content. One very obvious and widely used is protecting worksheet. A user can just hide some of the worksheets. Other ways are hiding columns and rows and applying password and so on. But in all these cases, the user knows that there is something hidden. They can't just expose it, but they know the existence of hidden data. But another way is hiding with same text color and background color. In that case, user won't know if the data exists into the particular cell without clicking on it. So here our Exolution actually perform a process of identifying hidden content. So any cell or any text box or comment has same background color and text color, it will identify and notify user every time they came across a document having hidden content. So for example, if I go to document 2 here, when I go onto the third document, it opens this special object dialog box, and all the cell listed here has something special, like they're hidden. For example, cell A11 has content which is displayed here, but the cell color and background color is same, so content is not displayed. As you can see here, the formula bar displays the content, but it's not convenient for user to move into all of the cell unless they know. Here they can just move very quickly. They can look onto the content here in the cell. They can just convert entire sheet to black and white, and it will expose all the content. Just like you see, all the content is visible now. The reviewers has the option to not display this dialog automatically next time by unchecking auto display. When it is unchecked and closed, next time documents are browsed, it won't display the dialog. But reviewers can look onto the cells with hidden content tool menu item. Look, it is disabled when there is no hidden content on that document. But when the user move to the document which has hidden content, it become enabled. And clicking on it again shows the dialog, and user can check it so that it will be displayed next time. The duplicate sheets is very powerful feature, as I explained, and it's very useful in some situation like this one. This is real data coming from an Enron database. This open document is ending with 3. It has 96 sheets and it has lot of duplicate, 176 to be specific. Imagine a situation when you have to review through set of the document having large number of sheets. One has 100 and another has 90 and 70, and you have 10 or 15 of them. It will just eat up entire day. It's just looking and redacting them. But with Exolution, it's just a matter of minutes or sometimes even seconds. You can just look onto this duplicate. When you apply redaction, they are automatically applied to the duplicate, and so on. So this document has different kind of hidden data. Two different types we already discussed is password protected hidden data in sheet or rows or column. Other is cells with same color of the text and background. Even third way is to putting data in far distant places into cell. For example, Excel displays up to 6,000 characters when you keep the rows and column size maximum, but it can store more than 32,000 characters. So what happens if you put first 6 or 7,000 character empty spaces and then some data, it won't be visible to the users, even though they know that. Even the detection of the such cell is very difficult, generally using Excel or some other application, but Exolution does it automatically. It identifies cells with large content and put into the database, so when users browse that document, it notifies users of the such content's existence. Viewers can look on that content by double clicking on the cells, and you can see there are a lot of spaces here. These are all spaces, and then there's some content. You can't see this content in Excel unless you identify this and then delete these spaces, because Excel won't display this. It's too far. The hidden content is discussed, but there is another kind of content. It's not really hidden. It can be open but not easy to find and review, and that's the data into the far distance rows and column. Let me just first convert back to the color. Okay, so if you look to this document, it has lot of empty rows and columns. Between column O and IV, there are all the empty. Here in between 18 and 29, there are empty rows, and between 32 and 65,536, there are all empty rows. Now, sometimes we come across other casebook where data might be resided somewhere in the middle or at the end last cell. When you try to print it, it will print like millions of pages. Or even finding the data's existence is kind of very difficult. Not with Exolution. What you can do is it is a feature. It's hide all the empty rows and columns consecutive if more than one row and columns are empty. That means no data on that rows or column. By default it is on, but reviewers can always go back and turn it on. It is here in the menu item, hide empty rows and columns. Shortcut is Control H. So when Control H is hit, it will just display everything. As you can see, all these rows were empty and hidden. Here all the columns were empty and hidden. Data resides on far distance places. Without such feature, reviewers would have to spend time to keep rolling their eyeballs over pages, getting tired, and with possibility of missing some useful information, but not with Exolution. It will just go here and turn it on, and it will just show you places where data is. You have to focus on data, not on the places. We have taken care of it. Exolution supports multiple ways to find documents. The one way is to search throughout casebook using global search. The other is searching in the local document, and third one is creating a custom type of PII. Let's just run a local search. It's more or less like Excel, but it has additional functionality. Two additional functionality. One is regular expression search. Other is ability to apply reduction on the search values, and search through cells, comments, text boxes, header footer, and sheet names. So let's search something here. I'm searching a regular expression, anything which has 3 digits. And regular expression, let's search throughout casebooks. Let's find all of them. Okay, 3024 cells are found in fraction of second, and you can see those are the values here. You can quickly browse through those values by clicking here, and it is in a different sheet. It will jump there. Applying reduction is very easy too. You have to just select all, and then from the redact menu, entire content. They are all redacted, and as you can see, 3024 cells are redacted in less than half second. 277 reductions are created, and once again the reduction count is smaller than the total cell count because the consecutive cells are stored as a single reduction. Reviewers can also perform search on the local sheet or selected range. If the same search is performed again, it will mark the redacted cell with a black background on the redacted column. So reviewers can see what is redacted and what is not. It also runs search through text boxes and comments. Let's just run one here. Alright, 17 of them are found. And this is unique because Excel doesn't have this feature. If you run search, it won't search through text boxes or comments. And you can select them all and redact entire content or partial, whatever you want. You can perform partial search and redact as well. Let me demonstrate it. So the comments are actually redacted. If you want to perform partial redaction, there are two ways. One is through search functionality, toolbar menu option, and it will show that you can search for this example. Let's just redact yahoo.com from the email addresses and in the current sheet and find all of them. 24 values are found. If your reviewer want to redact only yahoo.com instead of the entire email, say for example this email address they want to keep the username but want to redact yahoo.com, they can just go select all the cell and then from redact menu search value only. The search value is actually yahoo.com here. As you can see, 14 reductions are placed for 24 cells and in the fraction of second, and the yahoo.com is redacted. If you want to see how it looks in the redacted preview, this is how it looks when it is exported. The other way to partially redact is through the menu option partially redact cell. It allows user to selectively redact certain part of data. Like if they want to redact this last name, just select it, right click, then from the menu select right click and redact section, and it's redacted. The other way to search data is through global search. Reviewers can search throughout casebook using this box. It is asking if I want to review onto entire casebook. Yes, let's do that. And search is performed. Multiple documents found. And in order to review document, just click on it and it will jump directly to the place where the data resides. So for this cell, say when I double click, it blink here. It has data, but it is hidden data, and you can see the value here. It is also listed into the cells here. It's A11, here it is. Reviewers can go to any document, just double click it. It will go to the location and then blink the cell which has data. There is another convenient option. Sheet list is very useful. Sometimes the workbook might have large number of sheets, and sometimes finding the sheet from the tab list here is kind of time consuming and just like a tedious process. Instead of that, area sheet list can be sorted and reviewer can very quickly jump onto any sheet. And the display is very fast. As you can move, you can see that it takes fraction of second to just display it. Much faster than you can see in any of the HTML equivalent software. Let's just turn off these all comments for now. The third way of searching document redacting is through PI Explorer. It allows creating custom keywords or regular expressions. Let's create one keyword here. Let's just copy this. So I am creating new term. It is created, is asking if I want to run search. Let's say yes. 266 is found. It is adding to database and will allow us to redact all together in one shot. You can see the new type is created. You can uncheck, select it, and then select all document and mass redact in one shot. It's done. As you can see, it's redacted. While redacted preview is very convenient and handy way to look onto the redactions, sometimes users may want to see it in Excel, and we have created that option for them. Even though Excel is not required to run this Exolution, it allows user to open file into Excel if it is a default application for Excel file format. So here it how it looks like after redaction is applied. You can look under some of the comments. Here it is. Yes, this is the redacted comment. If you want to look unredacted version of file, they can again do that by downloading unredacted file and it will open on the default application. In this computer, Excel is default application, so it is opening in Excel. Some document might have header and footer, and users may want to redact them. Like this document, it has header and footers, and Exolution support redacting them. What they have to do is just click on this button. It will display all the header and footer. Click on any sheet's header and footer, and right click on the appropriate header or footer, and it will be redacted. As you can see, when it is redacted, a redaction is added into the list, and the color is changed into the header footer list. Now let me show you one very useful and time-saving feature, that is propagate redaction to duplicate sheets. I'm going to load another set of the documents in order to demonstrate how the propagate redactions work. The propagate redactions option is checked, and so it will take all the redaction from the existing documents and load into the new document, preserving the user ID and timestamp and redaction types. It is very useful if you are coming across same sheets. You don't require to look to the same data. And once again, the propagation is done at a sheet level. So even if the documents are not matching entirely, but some sheets are matching, redactions are still propagated across them. So I'm loading documents. It's loading, it's performing flattening, it's comparing, getting MD5 of the documents and putting it into the database. the propagation is done at both file level as well as sheet level. Load is done. And let's see, the document count is increased to 52 from 50. Only 2 documents added. That's because there are a lot of duplicate documents, and by default, Exolution display unique documents. So if you want to see all the documents, you have to click here and all documents. And now the document count is increased to 70. And let's look to the document set that was loaded later. The third option to look on the document set is here, and you can select the batch. It says the load 1 was the loaded first, and then load 2, then browse, and you can see the reductions are propagated from the previous documents, and the user ID and timestamps are carried forward. It saves a lot of time when you are not sure how much duplicates are across the sheets and files. You can just very quickly do that if you maintain into one casebook. Now finally, I will prepare a redacted copy of the file and export them. In order to do that, I have to go here into admin options, redact and download, create a new export. Let's name it export 1. Export is created. Now let's add some documents. It has 0 document, as you can see. Let's add first load. 50 documents are added. Let's add second load. 70 documents are added together. So all document in the casebook is added. Prepare redacted export. It will prepare a redacted version of export in the backend and allow user to download. Okay, it's done. It's pretty fast. I mean, we have spent a lot of energy to make everything fast and try to solve all the problems related to Excel files in order to save users time and make it convenient. And you can notice it everywhere. And I'm downloading it into the C drive in demo data and download redacted. Alright, so the redacted export is downloaded. Let's see how it looks like. Let's open C drive. Here it is, demo data directory, and it is zip file, so let's extract it out and go inside. Let me close this first. Okay, so for each redacted Excel file, there is one Excel file created and one full text extraction text file is created. Let's look how redacted Excel look like. So this is how it looks like. The content of redacted cells is gone and it cannot be recovered through any technology. And top left cell has reduction reason as value. And here is how full text looks like. It extracts cellular data as well as header, footer, comment, text boxes, and sheet names. And finally, there is one reduction log which lists the document name or Excel file name, sheet name, range address. It could be comment name, shape name, chart name, and so on, and username and date stamp. Okay, so this was a presentation of Exolution. Before opening question and answer, I would say that Exolution has many groundbreaking features which is not available in any other software, and it makes reviewers and administrators' life very easy and make them able to do something that they were not previously able to do. We work hard to make it easy for the user, so user don't have to spend a lot of time on it. And in fact, as you shown into the demonstration, reviewers can redact thousands of documents in minutes, which is otherwise not possible. It used to take days and days to redact a few hundred documents, but when Exolution is used, it's just a matter of minutes. Now I will open for questions and answers. We got multiple questions here. One interesting question is, how do you perform sheet level deduplication? The answer is, well, it's a patent pending proprietary technology. We compare the content of each sheet in order to identify duplicate, and in the process we compare cells, values, and other objects including comments, text boxes, charts, and other objects in the sheet. But we do not include header, footer, and sheet name. And the formatting of the text is not considered in comparison. Just the value is matching, that means they are matching. Here is an example. The main document ending with 51 has header with highlight, and the text is bold and font is different, a little bit bigger. Compared to that, this is a duplicate. The values are same, as you can see. C1 as address. Let's just go to the first one. Yeah, name, title, address, everything is same. The content is same, but the format is slightly different, and still they are identified as duplicate. Second question: how do we identify PII values? Well, we use regular expression patterns in order to identify social security number and bank card number. So social security numbers are the number that is 3-digit, hyphen 2-digit, hyphen 4-digit. It could be space instead of hyphen. Bank card number also has a pattern. We also consider several situations, like a social security administrator has declared certain number as not valid social security numbers. Like, any of the three groups could not have all zeros. So if the number starts with 000 hyphen, then 2-digit hyphen 4-digit, it's not social security number. There are some numbers classified as invalid by Social Security Administration and so on, but we consider those things. Same goes to credit card number. We actually run the number through several algorithms in order to ensure that it's a valid bank card number. I mean, you cannot guarantee that the card was at any point issued to someone, but we can verify if it is matching with the algorithm published by the companies or not. For the date of birth, we use slightly different algorithm. We look for the header of row or column. If it is like DOB or date of birth or birth date or B date or something similar, and then underlying values are date values, then it is only identified as date of birth, otherwise not. The next question is about relativity, integration with relativity actually. It's frequently asked question. The question is, do we have a component to integrate this with relativity? The answer is, as of now, no. But we are working with Kcura, and by end of the year, we will have a component ready, which will be integrated inside relativity. So all the admin activity will be done from relativity as planned, and there will be an external component to perform several activities like identification of PI, running flattening, and running production, and several other activities. We are eager to integrate Exolution with other platform as well. So if you are a vendor or if you want to integrate Exolution with your platform, please let us know. We will bear cost, so you don't have to spend single penny for integration. Next question: can users select multiple areas and redact simultaneously? Well, I'm not sure what the question means, but assuming that the asker is comparing with Excel, where you can hold control key down and select different ranges simultaneously. The answer is no, you cannot select multiple ranges simultaneously. You have to select one range at a time. But the detailed answer is that it's not actually required. Anyway, consider the number of clicks you would have to put to select 5 regions and then apply redaction. It's at least 6 clicks. 5 for selecting, 1 is for redaction. But in Exolution, we can just right click select and it will be done in one click. So it actually saves time. And in terms of the redacting multiple areas, actually it does, but not by user interaction by mouse. When they mass redact PI from PI list or PI Explorer, it does actually redact multiple areas in one shot. Next question: what version of Excel is supported? Well, Excel application is not required to run Exolution. If it is existing on a local computer, it might benefit when user want to download redacted or unredacted version and open it, but it's not absolutely required. And the component that displays this content is not using Excel. In terms of the file support, it supports XLS file, XLSX, XLSB, XLSM, and XLST. We are working on a couple of other files, CSV and PDF, and we are going to release the next version by end of year. It would have support for those files. Next question: how Exolution breaks password? Well, the answer is that it's proprietary technology. and we have plenty of expertise on Excel file. There are some components available in market which won't be able to recognize uh, files created with Excel 95 or earlier version. But we do have expertise. We actually study the file structures from the beginning and identify files. Not only that, we break break the password for those files. So it's again proprietary technology. It's not using some third-party component or something. We just implement it ourselves. The next question is very broad one. What is the roadmap of Exolution? Well, we have a few things in development. One, as I said, integration with relativity. We also talk with producer of Intel and talking with integration. Apart from that, we are talking with other software vendors, and we have implemented a mechanism to identify sheets with same look and feel but different data. So it's not near dupe or something like that. Imagine a document, kind of invoices, but the invoices look alike for one store, but the data is different. We can identify from look and feel the sheet with similar data. Currently, it is available as a service and it's not part of Exolution, but we are going to integrate it with Exolution. We have more questions, but we are running out of time, so I have to stop here. I will respond to remaining questions by email. And thank you everybody for joining this webinar, for your time. If you have more questions, feel free to ask me. If you want a private demo or if you want anything else, feel free to reach out to me. Uh, Thanks once again and have a great day.